Hello, good morning, happy Friday. I have lots of plants. I think I counted 18 and then we added 3 or 4 more. So I have lots of plants for you. A couple of buddleia I wanted to share. I was walking through the houses yesterday and we know with the heat, a lot of things bloom out quickly, but these are just coming in. The white on the top they're both 3-gallon, but the white on the top they have a little bit more that's open. They still have some that's getting ready to open. They are huge and full and not floppy, and they're amazing right now. The blue, I had to take personal pictures for myself because they look so good when they're just opening. So they're nice and tight right now. They have a couple of different buds on there that are opening, but they look fantastic. Both of these varieties, we have a lot available. Some of the lesser varieties, I know you guys are really trying to push the ones that are the unique varieties, but we do have a lot left in the pugsters especially. So the blue and white in 3 gallons, fantastic value, really, really, really big plants, but they're perfect for right now. And we're gonna start seeing some butterflies. I saw my first monarch yesterday, so we're gonna have hundreds of butterflies around these things. And the next buddleia we have for you is the Buzz series. These guys are both all 3 of them are 1 gallons. We have the Sky Blues, Hot Raspberries, and the Midnights. And they're also nice and tight. They were trimmed back a little while ago, so these are going on their second flush right now. And we have hundreds available of these as well. I think
they're perfect. They're adorable.
Yeah, they're nice and cute. They're not overwhelming plants. But once they pop that color, especially the hot raspberry right now, they're still real tight buds, but that hot raspberry, you can already see the pink coming through there if you walk through that house. But as you can see, real nice full value for a 1 gallon and about 900 available in each of these as well. And I wanted to share with you, I let you know about the Astilbe. The first picture is what they look like when the flowers are coming through. The second picture in the middle there is when the flowers are open and sort of blooming out. They're getting a little burnt at the bottom there. And the third picture shows you what they look like when they cut those flower stalks off. I believe in the past, they've just gone through and completely cut the foliage down and then let it try to reflush. They tried something new this year with just cutting the stalks off. And we're gonna see if they reflush from there real nicely. But I gave you the list of ones that still have the flowers in them. None of the plants are bad by any means. They're still real nice, full foliage. They look really good. We still have a lot of every variety available. I'm working on prioritizing so that the ones that are flowering, you get the best variety or the best version of that flowering plant. But I would still consider these retail ready by all means. So if you do have a question about a specific variety, let me know. But this is essentially what you're looking at when you're looking at the flowered versus the cut. And the next 3 groups of plants I have for you are all berries. So we're gonna start with some blueberries. The top 2 varieties are the bushy deciduous varieties, more of an upright plant. These are gonna get a little bit more unruly and large, especially towards the fall. So these are good in the ground plants. And then the bottom 2 varieties are more of like your potted varieties. These would be great for patio pots or for landscaping. My personal favorite is pink icing with all the different colors in there. And a lot of these are gonna get really great fall color. I talked about that last year, but if you're new, don't be afraid of a vaccinium, especially for a landscape job. Not only are you going to get the berries, you're gonna get a nice shrub for spring and summer, but once you get into the fall, these get really awesome fall color. So you're gonna get the reds, yellows, oranges, and this pink icing and even the jelly bean are gonna get more of a blue tinge to the leaves. So these are great eye-catching plants and you're still gonna get the berries from them as well. So you kind of get a double value there, a good shrub and some berries, and then in the fall you get your fall color for landscaping. And the next berry that we have is rubus. We had a lot of orders this week for Rubus Caroline, which was really awesome, but I only had 99 of them available. And I was able to find the rest of those in another location because the ones that were originally allocated there was a problem with those, but we were able to find those and get those out. They were a good size, nice and well rooted. but we need to start pushing these varieties that have thousands available. I didn't even look up numbers for these because maybe I did, it might be at the bottom. But I know that we have thousands of rubus available. I just put more in current. They're nice can full, well rooted, and if they're trimmed, I'm still leaving them on, simply because we're looking more for berries from the rubus and nice big growth. They do grow fast. They love the heat. I personally have some of the wild black raspberries in my front yard, and I would kill for a thornless because it is a pain, literally a pain, climbing through thorns trying to find your berries. So some good variety, Natchez, thornless, fantastic, large shrub, really thick, rigid stems. So if you're looking for something that's going to be nice and full and tall, that's a great variety for you. So lots of different variety, especially in the rubus. And the last berry for you is the Vitus. We have a red, a white, and a dark blue grape. So you have a little bit of variety amongst those. And like I sent out in the email this past week, tell somebody they need to start a winery and send me samples. I would really appreciate it. Or grow your own winery, because that'd be super cool too. I meant to put the picture on here. Back by my greenhouse at home, I have grape shrubs that grow up and over the fence and along my greenhouse. So even if you're not looking for it necessarily for the fruit, it's still a focal point plant, something that looks really cool in a landscape setting. Especially with the vining, they'll attach to anything and just take off. So all three grapes that we have available for you, and I believe all of the numbers that we have are in current. And the Eucamus, I put this one up here because I wanted to hear Jeff say the common name.
Eucalyptus.
Oh, common name.
What did you call it? The what?
Party plant.
Eli. We just thought that was cute.
So these are party pineapples, the Eucalyptus. They are all really, it's a very interesting looking plant. We have some that are blooming right now, and the bloom is really what caught my eye. We do have 3 different blooms available for you. We have the cocoa, which has more of a burgundy foliage. You're gonna get a purple flower with those. The Maguru is a lighter flower, and that's the one that I think is blooming at the moment. And then you have a Reuben that has another little bit more of a purple flower, but some green stems, green stalks to those. Smaller numbers available. And keep in mind when you put in an order for something, there is a little bit of a gap between what is ordered and what is shipping. So if something is still in shipping and invoicing, it may actually not be available, that there is a little bit of a layover there.
Sometimes things show up in current that really aren't in current. So if you see something less than like 20 of something, until the system evens out, it may still show up in there. So we may actually not have it. It's just a little flaw that, we're all trying to work on. It's been going on for a while. So just understand that if we say we have like 20 in inventory and you're looking for the last 20, don't make promises. Let us look for it. If we don't have it, we'll let you know.
So these are small numbers, but they are on the ground. I don't think we had a couple go out on Monday. I don't think I've seen any since then, but we did sell through a couple of these. And next picture, please.
And as far as these varieties go, they are supposed to be hardy. I forget where they came from, if they came from Walters or wherever, but they are a hardy pineapple. We've had them last couple of years. We do store them in minimal heat, but they are supposed to be hardy. The main claim to fame is going to be the flower and the foliage. It gives you that tropical look, something that'll come back every year versus plant a tropical plant that is probably not going to be there the next year. So good thing to try. We did get them on this year before they started throwing flower spikes. The one variety, like Caitlin said, is starting to flower a little bit, but it's still pretty much green buds. So it's a little unusual plant.
A hardy party pineapple. It's just fun. And we pulled up some lobelia for you. We have one picture. Did you put the blue?
No, I took that. Yeah, that's the blue that we have, but I took the other pictures, but when I went to look at my pictures, they were of the ground. So I moved my iPad too quick and I got ground photos. So I'll get those out to everybody.
But these are really awesome lobelia, kind of a little bit different. Lots of stalks in the pot. it's just an absolutely fantastic value, especially if you're looking for a different type of lobelia with a lot of color. Once these open, they're stunning. The flowers are really different. Almost reminds me of a larger salvia flower. But these, you have a blue and the burgundy, and we have a rose that's also available. I can get pictures of those out to you guys if you need those, and I'll just slide those into the picture request folder. But these are sitting in the old dock right now. All the varieties are pretty much consistent as far as the size. So they are pretty big, a pretty big plant. And the last one is the Penstemon Dakota Verde. These are all flowering. I don't even think I got to see these flower last year before they left the ground. But they have a really nice, almost mauve colored flower when they do flower. But once they're done flowering, you cut that stalk back, the foliage is still very nice as well. So you don't have to just specifically get this one if you're looking for flowers, but a great perennial variety, and they're going to be more compact instead of growing all over the place. They're not going to crawl quite as much.
Well, first up is the Prunus Sistina. Everybody should know it, tried and true, old school plant. This is the new crop that we canned up earlier this year. The picture on the left is the untrimmed, and when I took this picture yesterday, they were running through that plot, and all they did was shape them up, put them down to size. These are all in current. You put that one in, right, Kelly?
Yep.
Okay. So there should be well over 1,000 3-gallon, and I want to say 500 to 700 of the 7-gallon. Ready to go in current. These things look really good. And they are well rooted all the way down to the bottom. So get these on trucks and out of here. And then next up is the hydrangea limelight. These are a 25-gallon. I did not look at these originally until Kelly spotted them when we were driving around earlier this week. They also did trim these up. They just took them back down to spec at the 36-inch. There are still some buds and flowers on them, but not as much as some of the untrimmed ones. So this is what you would be getting right now. As you can see, kind of scattered throughout there. There are some buds, a couple flowers popping out. But something else to add. And then next up is the Sweet Summer. I missed this one last week. This is another new variety for hydrangea tree form. These are a 7-gallon. So they're a little bit more compact than a limelight, but very similar. Coming out green, fade to white, and then turn to pink later on into the fall. They do say that it is a little bit more of a winter hardy plant than some of the other hydrangeas out there. They do bloom on current season's growth, so you can trim these back in winter, early spring, and still get your buds and blooms on them throughout the season. As far as hydrangea trees go, this one's probably the furthest out from being on current, just given its size. So don't expect this one right away. I know I put 2 to 4 weeks, but probably closer to that 4-week mark for this variety. And last up is the oak leaf hydrangea. Both of the Jetstream and Ruby Slippers. It is a newer canning from this year. Both of them have really good clean foliage, definitely can full, and they are ready to go.